近日，美国经济学家、哥伦比亚大学教授杰弗里·萨克斯接受香港中通社专访，谈及多个热点话题。自今年4月以来，这一场由美国单边引发的经贸摩擦在全球全产业链持续升温。美国总统特朗普以关税为武器，迫使各国低头，中国就是其重要的打击对象。
The United States aimed for many years to try to contain China, to try to stay on top. It's not possible. China cannot be contained by the United States. China is larger than the United States. China has trading partners all over the world. When Trump came in, the U.S. Leaders thought, well, we have choke points. We can pressure China. China will have to back down. They tried that. But I think they learned within about 48 hours that the choke points are held by China, not by the United States. China was not afraid of the U.S. The U.S. turned out to be afraid of China. We all learned quickly all over the world what rare earth magnets were. And the idea that China could basically stop manufacturing production in the United States and Europe. So it's already true that several months ago, the U.S. realized we should not escalate.
10月30号，万众瞩目的习特会在韩国釜山举行，中美双方达成了为期1年的贸易休战协议。杰弗里·萨克斯肯定双方缓和关系的意愿，但担忧特朗普反复无常的霸凌式谈判策略将损害长期互信的合作。
The meeting that took place of President Xi and President Trump basically was a kind of mutual backing off, trying to calm things down, trying to ease the relationship, improve the relationship. It's not a trade deal yet. What was agreed was some principles. With the Trump government, you're never quite sure because Trump is not a stable personality. He never says, I'm a man of my word. He changes his word. But Trump's idea going into the meeting was to have a pleasant meeting and not to escalate the conflict. And that is what happened. One should also understand his modus operandi, the way he acts. He is a bully. And when he was a New York real estate developer, he was a bully. He would sign an agreement with the unions. Then he'd call in the union leader and say, no, I'm not paying as much. But Mr. Trump, you promised. And Trump would say, sue me, take me to court, but I'm only going to pay you half of what I owe you. That was his normal way of dealing. Or to say, I'm going into negotiation with somebody, I need to threaten them first so that they give in and feel relieved that I didn't carry through my threat. So his way of negotiating is not to build trust. It's to build distrust and to build fear. I don't think that it is really working because I think that it's much better to build long-term trust than it is to pound. Because even if you pound the other side once, they don't like it. And the next time, it's going to be an inability to reach an agreement.
近年来，外界一直就中国经济发展、经济增长弹性等重大的问题争论不休，但杰弗里对中国的发展很有信心。
Partly, I first came to China in 1981. So for more than 40 years, I've been watching very closely with my own eyes all over China. And I've been very lucky to see all parts of China over this 40-year period. And I've learned as an economist more and more. So one part of the optimism is by direct observation. Another part of the optimism is looking at how China actually does it. What I like is the systematic planning. I like the thinking ahead. I like the fact that there is the 15th plan underway right now. Many of my friends who are in academia, in Beijing, for example, are on advisory committees to talk about what the 15th plan should be by very serious technocrats all over China looking at what should be the next phase of economic strategy and high quality development. So this is a second reason for optimism. A third reason for optimism is world history. China was the world leader, certainly in technology, for at least 1,000 years, roughly from 500 to 1,500 unquestionably. And China gave us the compass and paper currency and gunpowder and many, many other fundamental technologies. In the 18th and 19th century, the imperial powers of Europe and then Japan behaved very, very badly. And China had a very terrible 100 years. And so China learned a lot from that experience, made major reforms. The People's Republic of China put a very serious strategy in place, especially with the opening up of China starting in the late 1970s. And if you think of this as a long history, you say this isn't a China miracle, this is China recovering from a bad period to its normal position in the world, which is as one of the leaders of the world. And that's very heartening.
在国际局势持续复杂动荡的当下，中国与周边各国的战略性关系愈发重要。在上个月举行的东盟峰会期间，中国与东盟在马来西亚首都吉隆坡签署了自贸区 3.0 版升级协定书，加强双方全面的战略伙伴地位，推动地区的和平稳定及其发展。对此，杰弗里·萨克斯认为，当前世界经济发展的中心在亚洲，亚洲几乎所有的地区都实现了快速的经济发展，而中国的成功正在为整个地区的发展注入活力。
Overall, every region of Asia is looking ahead with optimism right now. And part of it is China's technology and its great success is both a kind of role model and a trading partner, and therefore an engine of development for the region as a whole. And this also is quite heartening. We know that economic success diffuses. It spreads across national borders, it spreads across regions, and more in our world. So I see the Belt and Road Initiative, for example, not only as China saying we want it to be open and trade with you and help to promote your development, but to make the physical connectivity that is part of an advanced economy. All of this is what gives me optimism and why I see the connection of China and ASEAN as so natural and so mutually beneficial to both sides that I think that what we saw in Kuala Lumpur of the China-ASEAN Free Trade Area 3.0 is really the way forward.